With that kind of a friend and someone who is so a part of the city where you're the police chief, what would you say are the best and most valuable things you learned from him?
Always go to ground. Always go to the people. He would not stay in his office. He made his career by being on the street talking to people, and I did the same thing. You know, watching him do that, it was so successful. It became the way of business for me, and then for the other cabinet members. You know, the other team members that I worked with. We had a tremendous team, and he led that team, and he led it with an iron fist. We would sit there every Wednesday morning at 7 o'clock, and we'd often say, does it have to be 7 o'clock? You know, could we make it 8? And he just, no, he wanted us there at 7, and we, you know, so he wanted everybody to work as hard as he did, and that's exactly what happened.
What is your perhaps most humorous story about the mayor that really speaks to who he was as a person?
Well, you know, there were 100 humorous stories, and we had a lot of things that happened. But I think the story that, or the series of things that happened that really define his personality were around the tragedy that we had to manage. You know, walking in and up 3 stories into a tenement to talk to the mother of someone who had been murdered the day before. Talking to a family that couldn't afford to bury a loved one, and raising the money to make that happen. There was a woman who helped us out on a very serious case on Geneva Ave, I should say, and she came to his office. She did not want to be recognized. So we didn't invite anybody. She would, you know, she didn't want to be known as somebody that was working with the police. But she came to the office, and we said thank you to her. And during the course of that time, she said that she was afraid to let her kids go out on the street. And he could not let that happen. He rolled out every available resource to make that street safer because of the story that she told him. That's really the kind of guy he was.
What's his legacy?
Oh, a profound change in the city. I mean, you know, he was a neighborhood guy, but he had an enormous effect on what happened downtown, and the whole face of the city has changed. And all of the economic development and building and the innovation center and all of those things that happened in his partnership with Joe Fallon and the other people that were around town doing development, that's all going to be a legacy. But the truth is, it's his personal relationships that are going to make him the best mayor that we've ever had.
At the end of the day, there were a lot of people who, and you mentioned that he was a tough boss. There were a lot of people, including our John Keller, who said he still has a few black and blues from Mayor Menino, because if you didn't get along on a certain subject with the mayor, he would let you know. Do you still have any of those black and blues?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, he was. It was a dynamic relationship we had. There's no question. But you know what? I would much rather work with somebody that was completely honest and let you know exactly how he felt than trying to divine what is needed and what should happen. You know, if you did things right, you heard about it, which was great. If you did things wrong, in his estimation, you heard about it twice as much and twice as loud. But you know what? It works. It really works. It was a relationship that was built on mutual respect, and we'd both be heard. And at the end of the day, I think that the decisions that were made and the service that was given to the city was improved because of it. And I think that really is what makes all the difference.
Will we ever have another mayor like him?
Oh, no. No, not like him. I mean, there'll be other mayors. There'll be mayors with long tenures, but he was a unique guy. I mean, he really was a special guy, and I'm very lucky to have had the experience that I had.
Commissioner Davis, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Please.